Do you want to move to Portugal but are contemplating whether to live in Lisbon or Porto? Portugal is more than just Lisbon and Porto. There are other amazing places in Portugal to live besides the big names. Ever heard of Portugal Village, Monsanto? Popularly known as the most Portuguese village of Portugal, this small medieval village is set on a mountain close to the border with Spain and near the famous Serra da Estrela mountain. Watching the sunset from the hilltop of Monsanto village is a magical moment you'll remember for a long time. In fact, do you know that recently Monsanto starred in the new Game of Thrones spin-off House of the Dragon? Monsanto is a small town in Portugal that offers you the option of living in a rich village surrounded by nature and culture that fully integrates you into the Portuguese lifestyle. In this video, we'll explore what it's like to live in the largest city in Portugal, Lisbon, compared to the ancient village of Monsanto. Monsanto can perfectly fit into the description of the most beautiful village in Portugal without any contradictions. It is a small village and one of the oldest in the country. The houses are made of stones, and the mountains around them give a perfect blend of nature. The village is built around large boulders and features a 12th century castle. Monsanto is often referred to as the most Portuguese village in Portugal. It is a land with a rich cultural heritage, and its in-depth rootedness in culture is evident in its unique architecture. The caves, rocks, and houses show how humans can adapt to whatever environment they find themselves in and make a beautiful world for themselves. It's obvious not everyone would love to live in the big cities, crowded with tourists and extravagant immigrants. Some also want a local lifestyle in a less crowded region. If you are of the latter, then Monsanto is for you. Before we discuss how to live in Lisbon compared to Monsanto, please like the video and subscribe to this channel. Moving on, Lisbon is Portugal's capital city, which gives it the flair of an urban city. Its beautiful scenery has attracted many tourists and foreigners, making it a place where you will most likely meet someone from your country. Lisbon also has many historic landmarks, which make it rich in history and culture. It is the largest city and most populated in Portugal. This should already tell you that the way of life in Lisbon is entirely different from that of Monsanto. Population. The Lisbon metro area has about 3 million people, while Monsanto has a population of about less than 2,000 people as of the last census. This already tells you what to expect from the two places. Living in Monsanto allows you to live a community lifestyle where you do things together and know almost everyone in the village. However, if you would love to meet new people from diverse backgrounds, learn about various cultures, and explore a large network of people, Lisbon is where you'll get that. With the influx of tourists and expats into Lisbon every year, the population keeps growing, and you'll have a lot of vibrant young people, remote workers, students, and people from various walks of life living in Lisbon. In Monsanto, there is a larger adult population of people in their late 40s and upward, so you'll often meet people who were born and have spent all their lives there. Only a few foreigners make Monsanto home. With this, you know that to live in Monsanto, you'll need to understand Portuguese to communicate with the natives. Of course, you'll need to understand Portuguese to communicate with the natives in Lisbon as well, but a good number of them, especially the younger ones, speak English. If you don't speak Portuguese, you don't need to put off your plans to move to Portugal or beat yourself too hard. Here's an easy way for you to learn Portuguese fast and easily. Consider downloading the app we recommend to learn Portuguese fast and enjoy 7 days free of charge. The link is available in the description. Cost of living. Another huge difference between Lisbon and Monsanto is the cost of living. This is one of the first things people consider when moving to a new place. You need to evaluate how much it will cost you to live in Lisbon versus Monsanto so you can make the best choice financially. Getting a house, either for rent or to buy in Lisbon, is a Herculean task. And the prices have become so high that Lisbon is gradually becoming a place only a few can afford to live in. The cost of renting a one-bedroom apartment in Lisbon monthly is between €800 and €1,200 in the city center, and between €600 and €900 outside the city center. Depending on the size of your family, you might want to go for a bigger place, and that's much more expensive. If you don't want to rent and want to buy your property, that's a different ballgame. Apart from the difficulty of getting a befitting property due to the influx of people into the country, the prices are also high. The price per square meter in the city center is around 5,000 euros, and the price outside the city center is between 3,000 euros and 4,000 euros. Monsanto, on the other hand, offers a different allure in terms of the cost of living. Like every other village, Monsanto's cost of living is relatively cheaper than living in Lisbon. The monthly rent in Monsanto is about 200 euros to 300 euros for a one-bedroom apartment. Monsanto is a less commercial area, so property prices are significantly lower. They're below 1,000 euros per square meter. The monthly cost of utilities for an 85 square meter apartment, which covers electricity, water, heating, cooling, and garbage, is between 100 euros and 150 euros in Lisbon. In Monsanto, it is between 60 euros and 100 euros. In Lisbon, the prices for groceries are moderate compared to other European cities, but in Monsanto, things are about 10 to 20% cheaper compared to Lisbon. Eating out in Lisbon can cost about 15 euros in an inexpensive restaurant. Then, a 3-course meal for two at a moderately priced restaurant costs between 40 euros and 70 euros. In Monsanto, you can eat out for 6 euros and enjoy a 3-course meal for two for about 20 euros. Transportation is another cost you must consider before deciding where to stay. The public transportation system in Lisbon is well developed, and you might not need a personal car to live comfortably there. A monthly transport pass is about 40 euros. You also have the option of using a taxi, which is significantly cheap. In Monsanto, there is a limited option for public transportation. Most of the residents rely on their cars to move around. From all these, you can see that living in Lisbon is significantly more expensive than living in Monsanto. However, if you do not earn much and you're looking for a place where you can get as much comfort as possible at a reasonable price, then Monsanto assures you that. Food. Another difference between Lisbon and Monsanto is the variety of food and dining options available. In Monsanto, you get to enjoy traditional and local dishes. You can eat seasonal foods from the local farms. Fresh vegetables, meats, and fruits would make the most of your meal. This is certainly not bad if you enjoy fresh foods. The grocery stores in Monsanto are usually small and offer necessities that are often locally made. On the other hand, Lisbon provides you with the opportunity to have various options for the kind of food you want. There are many international restaurants where you can eat Chinese, Japanese, Indian, and Middle Eastern food. On days when you feel like ordering pizza, you'll find a nice place to savor your appetite. You can also get ingredients to make indigenous local dishes from supermarkets and grocery stores across Lisbon. Would you prefer to enjoy fresh and delicious traditional cuisines or processed foods? Leave your answer in the comments. Climate. Lisbon has a mild coastal Mediterranean climate with moderate temperatures and higher humidity. Lisbon is on the western coast of Portugal, so it faces the Atlantic Ocean, which is why the moderating influence of the Atlantic Ocean causes a milder winter and cooler summers. The temperature in the summer can range from 25 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. There are also occasional heat waves that can push the temperature higher than this. In winter, the temperature ranges from 8 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius. The summer months are often dry with little to no rainfall, while most of the rainfall of the year occurs during the winter months. Monsanto is located inland in the central part of Portugal, so they have a different climate with temperature variations from that of Lisbon. Although it also has a Mediterranean climate, it is more continental influenced. It has cooler winters, warmer but drier summers, and lower humidity levels. Job opportunities. Job opportunities or career growth is another important aspect you need to pay attention to get things sorted before making the big move. Lisbon has a larger, dynamic, and diverse economy, which offers a wider range of opportunities to explore various sectors. If you are a remote worker, you can do your job from the comfort of your home in Lisbon or get a co-working space that you can use for work. The tech industry is gradually growing, making Lisbon a growing tech hub. If you have tech skills or are interested in learning, you can get opportunities to work in this sector in Lisbon. Many international companies have offices in Lisbon as well. Hence, the possibility of getting a job is feasible for you once you have the desired skill set, which for most sectors includes fluency in Portuguese. If you don't speak Portuguese, now is the best time to learn. Download the app we recommend to learn Portuguese fast and enjoy it for 7 days free of charge. link in the description. The same is not the case for Monsanto, which has limited options in terms of opportunities and sectors. The principal sector of Monsanto is agriculture. So if you are interested in farming, livestock management, and agribusiness, you might get an opportunity to work at Monsanto. You might also find jobs at the local stores and businesses around town, which are often focused on local services. However, if you are a remote worker, then Monsanto is perfect for you to get your work done with the good internet connectivity it offers. But you are not likely to find a co-working space there. Also, if you have ever dreamed of starting your own business, especially one in line with tourism or local crafts, you'll find an opportunity to do that in Monsanto, the city's attractions. Contrary to what you might expect, Monsanto has quite an avalanche of interesting sites to explore. You have the Watchtower, Door of St. Anthony, Cave, Communitarian Oven, and Betrayal Door. It has a chapel carved into a boulder, something that you've probably never seen elsewhere before that would leave you awestruck. Do you love the feeling of a hilltop? Monsanto is a hilltop haven where you will get to enjoy the panoramic perfection of this incredible place. It has the clock tower with the 1938 Silver Rooster Trophy for most Portuguese villages. Talking about places to visit in Lisbon cannot be exhaustive. From historic cultural places to modern innovations, Lisbon is a city of contrasts, blending historic sites with modern attractions. Monsanto and Lisbon represent two entirely different worlds. While Lisbon gives off the vibe of a city with lots of people partying, activities to engage in, and so much more, Monsanto represents a quiet village that allows you to live as though you've traveled back in time to the ancient era. Do you want to know more about living in Portugal? If so, we recommend you watch this video and playlist. Click now and I'll see you there.